So hi guys, nice to see everybody here. I'm Misha and I'm here with my good friend Matt. Say hi, Matt.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for having me, Misha.
Yeah, no problem, man. You've been doing this content creation thing for a very long time. How did you get started, man?
Funny story. So technically, I started when I was a teenager in 2000. I want to say 2006. I was making Halo 2 mod videos on an old YouTube channel that no longer exists. I picked it up in 2013 where I was getting bored with doing college work, and I was doing walkthroughs on games in hopes to just curb my boredom, and it developed into more than what it is now by just doing vlogs and car content and so on and so forth.
Cool, man. So like, where did your passion from cars begin?
Oh man, cars have been a thing since I was a kid, man. Collecting Hot Wheels. I'm not sure if you can see a couple of these Hot Wheels in the back, but I've got some Hot Wheels. I've got a
Cool.
banner of a Hellcat in the back. I always enjoyed playing racing games like Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, and stuff, and that's really my passion in cars came about. I went to school for mechanics, and collision repair as well. I lost a little bit of a passion once I got out of high school, but then I gained the traction once COVID hit again, and then I started just been at it ever since, just doing this car stuff, man. I just enjoy it.
Cool, man. And like, what made you pick your YouTube channel name?
Gamer. Okay, so the Gamer with a Hemi. So basically, we have to rewind the clock back to 2013. Originally, it was called Chaos TV. Chaos TV. Chaos was my original name to begin with. It was a name I got from high school. When I got the name from high school, I used it on my YouTube channel, and then I rebranded the Gamer with a Hemi. Really, it was Hemi Man Chaos on my Twitter page. However, and to incorporate games and my passion of cars and the fact that I love the Mopar brand, I put Gamer with a Hemi just because I thought it sounded really good, and took Chaos away because it just I was getting I'm 36. I'm getting too old to be called that now. So I thought
Yeah.
this would be a better way of producing myself.
Yeah, and when I was in high school, everyone used to call me like film guy, and then I think MH Reels started a couple years ago, and it was like the third time I was like rebranding myself, and I was thinking like of different production company names, like how they have like studios or productions, and I wanted to just have it something different. So it's just my first name, my last name, and then Reels, and I thought, well, that sounds a bit different. And then when I started live streaming, um, I don't know, everyone just kept calling me that, and it just kind of felt right, and it just became who I am. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I get that a lot from a lot of people on the podcast, is that they'll tell me they either thought of the name when they were a lot younger or when they were like in high school. So yeah,
Yeah, and funny enough, I never incorporated MH with
yep,
your first and last name until you just said something. So
yeah.
now I feel terrible about it.
No. I get called so many different things. People will call me M. People will call me H. People will call me Rails. People will combine it in so many different ways, and it's fun to see how people decide to call me. And yeah, I get that a lot. People are always like, "What does the MH stand for?" But yeah, that is technically my name. So yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. So tell me, out of all the years of doing YouTube, what has been the biggest thing that you've learned from it so far?
One, take criticism with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
When I first started doing this, especially during COVID, there was a certain person I'm not going to name for obvious reasons, but he criticized the hell out of me, and I took it very personally. But at the same time, he did have a little bit of interest and thought I could be better. I could better myself. Another thing I'm gonna say is if you're to work on oneself is always the best and foremost and most important thing. If you're not willing to push and improve yourself, then why are you doing this? Because if you don't, and I don't mean that in a bad way, please don't take it, please no one take it that way, because if you don't, and it goes with anything in life, if you don't push yourself to improve, you're going to stay stagnant and you're going to wonder why nothing is working.
That's so true. And you know, I've had a lot of people tell me, they're like, man, your channel is so random, you have so many different things going on it. And some people like that, some people don't. I also get a lot of negative feedback as well. You've seen that kind of happen to me lately too, and it is very hard, and it's important to learn how to distinguish between people who are trying to help you and people who just don't care. So
yeah, and you said it very, very intelligently and perfectly of what I was about to just say just a second ago, because it's so hard to sometimes to distinguish who has your best interests and who doesn't.
Yeah.
And sometimes, and never ever, and the word and the meme that says never feed the trolls is also true too. Never feed into the trollistic people that come on your page, because it will come back and bite you in the long run.
Oh yeah, and trust me, I've been there, and like it's hard, because especially like when you care about what you're doing and you know you're putting a lot of time, a lot of your effort into it, and you get hateful comments like that, and you wish people could see all the hard work you're putting into stuff. And sometimes, you know, you're gonna get those people who don't watch the content, or they just don't care, and there's no amount of trying to convince people to like just to see all that stuff sometimes. So, and and if you engage with the trolls, it's not gonna do good. So,
exactly.
Yeah. So I've been there. And I think that's one of the most challenging parts of doing YouTube and stuff like that. I think that needs to be talked about more.
And the most, and I'm sorry, Reels.
You're good.
And the most important thing I've also learned is actually two most important things, and they coincide with one another. One, take periodic breaks when you need to for your health and well-being. And number two, always have fun. The grind mentality doesn't. Yes, it helps. But sometimes, if you do not have the fun that comes with it, then you're just basically working a 9 to 5. Yeah. I've been doing this for so long that I don't even consider this a 9 to 5. I consider this as just having fun.
Yeah, and that's why when we were first working together, and I came out into your church and I was helping you film that car show, and then I got so badly sunburnt. That's why I told you not to be concerned about it. I've been there, done this like so many years that I put my body through so much just to try to do my job the best I can for people. And so I'm good. And so it didn't bother me because what mattered to me was just trying to help you the best I could. And it's just that, and if I got to a point where I seriously needed help, I would have let you know. So yeah.
And that's understandable. And the one thing I've always regurgitated to you since we started working together is if you're not willing to dedicate the time and effort into doing this, then I cannot use you.
Yeah, and it's been fun to kind of collaborate with somebody else for their channel. I've never done this before. Like, I've filmed a lot of stuff for people, but I've never had like my content, not my content, but like the stuff I filmed put on someone else's channel. And that's why I said, like, when I do my job and I'm trying to get as many angles as I can for you, and I said, at the end of the day, I don't care what you don't put on screen. I'm just trying to do my job. I'm trying to give you as many viable options as possible. So yeah.
And look what you accomplished. I mean, we made 2 great videos together, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, and I was out with Foxy yesterday morning, and like we both got up so early to do that, and I know he texted you, and I know like you couldn't come out, which was fine because I knew it was very very early. So but yeah, it's just been fun to collaborate with people here where we live. It's just been nice, man. So yeah.
Yeah, it really is. We need more people in this area.
Yeah, and I've had conversations with some of my friends about this. It's like we were the only people out there at the last car show streaming that whole event. And if we were like in California or somewhere where streaming's more popular, I'm sure we would not be the only people doing that. So yeah. So tell me more about your Subaru and kind of how you got it.
I knew you would ask me that. The Subaru, oh my God, man. That car was absolutely amazing, man. So we have to run about 2 years ago. Right. So I just lost my job. I lost my job at Panasonic for 7 years. And I took a hit really bad because I didn't think I was going to get rehired again because I got fired from that job. So what happened was, I said, fuck it, I'm starting my own business. So I took all the money from my retirement, and which was a lot of money. I'm not going to give you out the amount, but it was a lot of money. And I used it for a revenue stream. I used it for, not revenue stream, I'm sorry, but for commission and stuff like that. I used it to get everything started for the business, and of course I used it for the car as well. And that car was going for 20 grand.
Okay.
I talked the guy down to 18 because I was not going to pay 20 for it. Regardless of how well it was put together, I was not going to pay that. And I tell you, when I gave him the money and I started the car off the first time, me personally starting the car off the first time, and I drove it off, instantly cried because that car was one of my, like I told you, the Barracuda was my ultimate dream car, but the WRX was also another one of my cars because I played Need for Speed Underground. Yeah. And I love that rumble that the Subaru WRXs have, and I always wanted one of those. So I used the money, I bought the car, and when I started driving it, I instantly started crying because I was like, man, I did this 7 years and I got the car I always wanted. Wow. And sadly, I ended up selling it. Didn't need to sell it. And because I listened, and going back to what I was saying about criticism, you also don't want to listen to people that don't have your best interests, because I did exactly that and sold the car because of this person. Because I thought I was getting in between our relationship with each other, and now he's not even in my life anymore. And I regret selling it. Yeah, it is. And I regret selling it. I regret selling it to this day.
Well, I will say this. I was driving around today and I saw a blue Honda that kind of reminded me of that car. It just it looked more modern, but it had kind of the same body style, and I was like, man, like I felt bad that you had to sell that car, and I was like, and I know you're so happy with your new car, by the way. Tell people about the new car that you got.
Yeah, but before I do that, let me say that car was so much more than a marketing thing for the channels and my business. It was almost like a way of life. I still get comments to this day, even when I go to shows and stuff. It's like, man, whatever happened to that Subaru you had, man? And I had to tell him, and every single time, it always just makes me sad because I had to tell him I sold it. And I tried to buy it back. I begged the guy to let me buy it back off of him, and he said no, because he reached out to me. And
so he heard about how you felt, and he reached out to you.
Well, funny thing is, the car was sitting in a dealership in Texas.
Okay.
He saw the video of the car, and he reached out to me, asked me what was it doing on the dyno, which was putting about close to 400 horsepower, 389 to the wheels. I want to say, I think that's what it was. Told me what was done to it. I had paper. I gave him all the paperwork for it. Told him to talk to the people in Sterling, Virginia, where they built the car.
Yeah.
All the works, and then I said one day, man, let me see if he'll budge and see if I can buy this car back, because I really love that car. But he said no. Yeah.
Okay. And that's sad, but I've seen how happy you are with your new car, and I'm hoping in some way this car will help you feel better about that whole situation. I know it's tough.
Actually, to tell you the truth, it actually has. Stella, which is a 2013 Ford Focus ST, it has more ways than one. Been a great help to me. My grandmother actually gave me some money to buy the car, put a down payment on the car, so I was able to buy it.
Okay.
And that's where the name Stella came from. If you put her first name, which her name is Ella, and then put the ST from the package, the Ford package that is offered to there, you get Stella.
Yeah, and I saw the new license plate that you got to put on today too.
Yeah, and I'm hoping to do a couple things to it sooner or later. Right now, it's in the works. I'm planning stages, but it's gonna be a little bit before I can do anything to it.
Okay, and talking about your grandma, can you go into a bit about that?
So, my grandmother Ella, Ella DeFreitas, was a kind soul. Matter of fact, my giving and kindness really comes from her, 110%. And my listening skills come from her too. She was always there for me and my sister, all the way up to the point where she was bedridden and couldn't remember where she was half the time. It made me sad to the point where every time I looked on the phone, she didn't even know who I was. It was really devastating, but I know deep down, even though she could not remember me right when she passed away, she loved me, my mom. Yes, my parents were divorced, but she loved me, my mom, my sister, definitely my dad, and the rest of the family. And I'm grateful to the amount of stuff she's taught me and done for me. And one day I will hopefully get like her and just have other people have memories of me of doing kind stuff to them. And that's what the legacy I want to live on. I want my legacy to live on other people like her.
Yeah, and I can see that coming through you as well. You're a very kind person, Matt. And I was very close to my grandma too before she passed away. I was actually the final person to be next to her by her bedside before she passed. I was very close to her. She passed away about maybe 6 years ago or so. It feels longer than that, but yeah, I definitely understand how you feel there. So yeah. My next question is, do you prefer making car content or more of the gaming content on your channel?
To be honest, I'm gonna safely say the car content, but really it just depends on the mood and time and place where I have to make the content. Because there are gonna be times where I can't make the car content, whether it be weather, whether it be time, whether it be how I'm feeling. So that's where the games come in, and I stream on Twitch and everything. Right now my PC is down, but I still try to make as much content as I can.
Okay, so you're not on your PC right now?
No, I'm on my Macintosh.
Okay, cool. I've been kind of getting that feeling too. And I'm glad we met, because I told you this when we first met, is that I always wanted to do more car content, go to car shows and film that stuff. It's always been very cool to me, and I'm glad that I can help, kind of help your channel. You can help me. It's just been good. So yeah. For me, I get this a lot, and people are surprised when I tell them I'm not like a big gamer, and then they're like, well, your channel's all about gaming, and I'm like, yeah, because I started streaming doing gaming because I have tons of friends who are big gamers, but they don't stream, but they kind of convinced me to do it, and I started this journey about a year or so ago, and I was like streaming off of my PlayStation, and there was something about it, man. I just like talking to people live, and it's just been nice. I just enjoyed it way more than just coming home after a long day trying to film something, and then I would take all of that time to like piece something together, and then I would post it, but I wouldn't get that like feedback live, and that's kind of what I liked about it more. So
As popular as streaming has become with KaiSenNet and iShowSpeed and everything, I think other people are feeling the same way as you do.
yeah. And there's been a lot of talk about like YouTube's been cracking down on a lot of like AI content, and I was watching something really interesting last night about this, and it got me thinking, well, the one good thing about live streaming is that YouTube knows that that's a live content. Even if you don't show your face, YouTube knows that there's a real person behind it. So I think in a way that would kind of like help benefit us. So
right.
Yeah. But yeah, what challenges have you faced trying to stay on top of your channel?
Okay, so consistency is one.
Yeah.
I work two jobs. I
Mm-hmm.
also am self-employed. So I am constantly doing those on top of content creation, on top of
Mm-hmm.
the stuff I have to do at my house, on top of my responsibilities at church. I have a lot going on, man. Sometimes it gets very overwhelming and it affects my mental health a lot too. And
Yeah.
another thing is I don't encounter it as much as I used to nowadays because of how stuff is growing, but self-imposter syndrome.
Okay.
Self-imposter syndrome is a bitch. And
To you personally.
all right, we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to little deep, and when I mean deep, I mean this is gonna be a little
Sure.
bit personal. And I'm willing to share this because I don't want no one to experience the same thing that I went through. Um, 2023 was one of the worst years of my life. My girlfriend of 6 years decided to break up with me. There was some family dynamics. I'm not gonna go in detail about that. Um, I had five or six pills that I was about to take, and I got a push notification on this here cell phone. It was a email from a car show that I applied for. It was an exclusive one.
Hmm.
And shout out to the guys at Sumo Speed, man, because those are some good Sumo Speed and Team Ultra Speed.
What's your favorite uh car brand? You got?
My the ultimate one is it has to be the Plymouth brand, which is under Mopar,
Okay.
Dodge, Chrysler, that sort of thing. The next one would actually be, believe it or not, as much hate as I give them, I will have to say Ford. Especially Mustang, the new Mustangs that come out. Those new Mustangs, they sound amazing, man. Revving up to 9,000 RPMs, you can't beat that, man. They sound absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And just to answer this comment, I'm not sure what Dragon Ball is talking about. Maybe you might know. Maybe he's just joking. I have no idea.
And I'm sorry, Dragon Blood. It's Jack Attack.
Okay.
And not Zack Attack. And it was he streams on Twitch. It's Jack Attack DX. I used to hang out on his streams all the time until something happened. But I met him personally, and he knows a lot about retro games, especially Earthbound.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's an old game for sure. Yeah. My next question is, what advice would you give to someone wanting to start making content nowadays?
You don't have to. Believe it or not, the amount of money and time that I've spent doing this over the years, I've spent thousands of dollars doing this.
Wow.
You do not need to do that. All you need is a simple webcam. You even needs as much as the cell phones nowadays are got good cameras. That's all you need, man. And just be passionate about doing it, and whether it be baking, gaming, or just shooting the shit, man. Just be passionate of what you got to do, man. Because if you're not passionate, your audience is not passionate. Doesn't want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, and that's so true. And for the longest time, I was kind of afraid to show my face. I think that's very common for a lot of people who just get into it. And now I'm feeling a lot more comfortable doing it. It doesn't bother me quite as much. But a lot of people want that human connection. And if they're not feeling the passion coming from you, they're gonna tell. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a turnoff to a lot of people.
Yeah. Next, I want to talk about some of your beats, because you made a post recently saying that you do some dabbling and trying to make beats and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have a mixer. Right now I have it taken apart, but I have audio equipment and music making equipment. I also am good on making music myself. I was a tuba player in college. I was a tuba player in high school. I almost went to Norfolk State, which is a prominent black HBCU college. I almost went there. Had to apply for a scholarship and everything. I turned it down.
Why?
Funny enough, because I was a stubborn asshole and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do cars more so than music. That's why. I shouldn't have turned it down. I really shouldn't have turned it down, because it was a free ride and everything, man.
Well, I don't blame you. My parents have been wanting me to go to college my whole life, and I went to a trade school for film school. I never went to college for film. I went to a vocational trade school while I was in high school, and I learned so much from that. And then the biggest thing I learned back in the day, because this was around 2010, 2011, 2012, especially back then, is that I heard so many countless stories of people who went to film school, paid thousands of dollars, and they could not get a job in the film industry to save their lives, and they were stuck with mountains of debt. And my parents wanted me to go to college so badly. I think there's part of them that still wants me to go to college. It's just school was never, not saying I was a bad student. I was a very good student, but school was always hard for me. And it just never was my thing. I'm a lot happier now that I am a grown man and I don't have to go to school. Sometimes that stuff's just not for people. And I decided, I'm gonna just educate myself in all this film production stuff. And yeah, that's the biggest advice I would give to people if they want to learn film or learn all this stuff. There's so much content out there nowadays on YouTube. You can pretty much find how to do pretty much anything. So
Right.
yeah, so I see where you're coming from. So
Yeah. So, and then I started making beats using some MIDI machines. I also started using DAW like GarageBand and Fruity Loops. I never used Fruity Loops, but GarageBand was the main one I used.
yeah,
And sure enough, I started just putting stuff together, making some cool tracks. I did a remix of Street Fighter using cowbell funk, and that was an amazing track. And I yes, I had some help with that, putting some minor details and put a master track together, because I don't know how to put a master track together yet. But at the same time, what I had put in place, I thought sounded amazing, and it's on YouTube right now. Views a little low on it, but still, I don't care. It's like a pastime to me. I just enjoy doing music, man. And hopefully I can make some money off of it. Who knows? I don't know. It's not in the works. It's in the works. It's not in the cards right now to make money off of my music. But if sure enough, if it does happen, best believe I'll be ready to make a couple of dollars from it.
So do you still play the tuba?
No, because I don't own one. The school,
Okay.
the tuba was provided to me by the school.
Okay.
However, I do own a trombone. I also did bass guitar at my church years ago. So I know a little bit about music here and there. So I can do things.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to ask, because I don't talk to many people who know how to play the tuba. So
Yeah.
but where do you see yourself in your content within the next 3 to 5 years, Matt?
Hopefully, man. If it's in the worst in the next 3 to 5 years, I'm gonna even go bet. Actually, what am I? 36 right now. Yeah, we'll go there. I'm gonna say in the next 5 years. Because you did say 3 to 5 years, probably not 3 years, but 5 years. I'm hoping to own that studio / mechanic shop that I've been dreaming, putting in my dreams all the daggone time, to where I can make all the content and streams in the world. And because I was in one of my friend's streams one day, and I was like, man, you need to put, because his name is Boxer Ninja. Shout out to him. I told him, this dude, as much as you talk about fighting and everything like that, you should have a boxing ring in the back of your stream, so the camera could see it while you play your game. Then I was like, dude, what if I have my show car in the back of a garage, and I have my computer there, and they see the car right there, and I can actually have channel points for them to redeem for me to start it up and everything. That would be dope, and I want to do that so bad.
Yeah.
That's gonna be me in the next 5 years. So.
Cool. Well, I'm glad to hear it. How did you learn video editing and all that stuff?
Funny enough, the video editing stuff, I'm self-taught, man. I didn't have a lot of YouTube back then. I mainly looked on online forums, and boy, you will doom scroll to hell comes. Hell freezes over for looking at forums, just doing things back then.
Yeah, and that's how much time has changed. That's kind of what I meant. People, I think particularly for anything art related, I don't mean this to be disrespectful to getting a certified art degree, but with my personal experience, and so I've seen this across the board, it doesn't really matter what kind of art form. I understand if you're going to school for maybe dancing, or maybe for acting, I get that. But it is painting, drawing, photography, filmmaking, it just doesn't benefit you that much. It's just like a piece of paper saying you got a degree for art. So
the reality of it is,
Yeah.
especially the climate of the job market. They're more looking at trades than they are
Mm-hmm.
art stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, I just, like I said, is if you can do it and if you find benefit from it, like, you know, like if you meet people, friends, lifelong friends, doing it, if you are learning something from it, that's great. So I'm not saying like getting an art degree doesn't help you. I just said it can. Just I've known a lot of people who've gone down that road, and then they all say, you know, I could have just learned how to do this kind of like on my own. So yeah.
A lot of things are like that nowadays. Like I still want to chase that degree someday, not in the film aspect, but
Yeah.
just get a degree in general. Because I was going for it, but I never did finish it.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows? Maybe I might take a few college courses on like darkroom photography and stuff like that, just because I don't have the equipment to do that here, and I wouldn't mind doing that again. So,
Exactly.
yeah, you just need to find what benefit you're gonna get out of it if you go to college or something like that. So, and to kind of wrap things up here, Matt, what message would you give to your audience and to your supporters who have been kind of standing by your side all these years?
Man, all these years, man. First off, I want to give a special shout out to a couple people. One would be GLA Legit. This man has been part of my content creation grind since the dawn of the century, kind of. But yeah, he's been there. He's been there for the beginning. I also want to give a shout out. Like I've already shouted out once, but I'm gonna shout him out again. Boxer Ninja One. This man, great person to network with and great person to know. And he's a really good friend of mine. Granted, I don't speak to him all the time, but he's always been there for me, and I definitely appreciate it. And the last person I want to give a shout out to would have to be you, Reels.
Oh,
If I
thank
didn't
you.
meet, if I didn't meet you, whatever, ever long ago it was, I think it was like a month ago,
Yeah.
and you took on the couple of jobs for me, man, I wouldn't have pushed through, got those 2 videos out as quickly as I did. And the fact that they're doing so freaking well,
Yeah.
is by far a godsend that you came in and helped me do that.
Yeah, man, and it's been the same for me. I've just been very blessed, and you know, it's been fun for me because it's like anytime I film stuff for you, I'm always so interested to see how you're gonna take that content and just put your own spin on it. so that's why I was saying I don't care if you don't show it, I don't care if you change it or if you have to like kind of like alter it for copyright. I don't care. I just would like to see how you put my stuff together. So yeah.
And then for the hundreds of thousands of people that have watched, commented, talked to me on stream, talked to me off stream, talked to me in person about my stuff. You know, y'all have not gone unnoticed, and it greatly means a huge deal to me that y'all would take the time and effort to even 1, watch my stuff, and 2, ask questions about anything that I have. And I can't thank you enough. It means the world to me that I can answer your questions and I can help you as much as I can, and I'm willing to show you what I have and be passionate about what I do. So thank you for letting me continue doing this.
Yeah, man, and I think that about sums everything up, man. Thank you so much, Matt. It's just been great to work with you and get to know you as a friend. Thank you so much, dude.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, no problem. All right, guys, I'm gonna sign off here. Matt will probably post this on his channel too, but it's been great talking to you and talking to you guys as well. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Have a good one, guys.